What's going on, YouTube? Now, in this video, I pretty much wanted to do a trade recap on yesterday's trade that I had took. It was a 1 to 3 trade, and yesterday was pretty much a perfect 4-hour CRT setup that I did take advantage of. And so let me just go ahead and break it down so you guys could probably understand, right? So first thing first, just I seen that overall, right, we're in a bearish market, right? You can see like majority of the overall momentum in the market is bearish. And then I take note into this huge candle here, this bearish candle here, as okay. First of all, right, we have, it is a engulfing candle, right? And I understand that on a larger scale, what this really was distribution beginning to enter our market. So I understand that, okay, this whole cycle down here was pretty much the beginning of our distribution phase, right? And so once we have this 4-hour CRT high that comes up into here, right? Let me eliminate this. It's a whole nother candle right here. I'm not sure if y'all can see it or not because it is very skinny. But so I understood around 9 o'clock, we was going to have a 4-hour candle open, right? And so this 4-hour candle open pretty much went into my key level that I was trying to look for, my key level was pretty much my liquidity pool where I'm looking to see price show rejection at, right? And so my other line that I have was just pretty much the highest point of liquidity that's left to be collected in the market, just in case price decides it wants to go and collect that before actually rejecting in the market. Now my voice is a little rough. I did get a little sick, but we still trading, during game. He never stopped. But okay, let me go down to a lower time frame, because once you have to understand that a 4-hour CRT actually has a higher probability if it connects with a 1-hour or 3-hour CRT on the lower time frames. And so just off of checking that, right, we have our 3-hour CRT candle that pretty much matches our 4-hour. And so you could pretty much tell by the way that I draw off the highs and the lows. Let me make this shorter for you guys here. Right. So this shows me that this is still connected to the 4-hour candle, but it's also a 30-minute candle as well, depending on if it shows the rejection. And so just to sort of speed this up, I'm gonna go ahead and play the next candle real quick. All right, you see that? So normally with CRT, it's a 2 or 3 candle process, right? And so when you're entering at the place that I did, this pretty much requires a lot of experience in understanding CRT overall. Like normally you'll want to enter pretty much on the candle after this one, but the way that I entered is the way to get the very best entry possibility for the trade, but it is entering in the manipulation. So that's the thing that you could sort of take note of. Like if you want to enter during the manipulation, you got to understand you have to do the work to really be accurate and pinpoint that, and understand that in order to catch that, timing will be very important, because there's a certain time that the market will be a certain price, and then there would be a certain time that you can see that within a certain time frame, it never came back and touched that area for the day. But you have to be really in tune with the time of the market, because once it gets to that point, obviously it won't reach that point again. And so you don't want to force a trade. And so normally if I miss this entry, I might sit out of the trade or wait for another higher time frame, like 1 hour or a higher time frame CRT, before entering on that opportunity, right? But now let me just go down to the 1 minute time frame to pretty much show the structure that was pretty much forming. And so over here, right, on the 1 minute time frame, we pretty much have this here. Now all of this was accumulation, right? All of this was. And so in the way that I traded with CRT, I understand that phase one, when it comes to sales, a sales setup that you can have is you must identify phase one, which is here in this case. The first thing that we see is accumulation. And so this accumulation means, okay, this is where we want to see price go before, this is where we want to see a sweep of the liquidity, because from this spot, we're going to then enter the manipulation phase. And so, all right, I'm gonna draw it out again just so everyone could see for the time being, right? Right. We correctly identify our phase one, and so we understand that, okay, right now on the higher time frames, price is entering our key level, right? So this is another confluence that I went for along with this as well. So I understood that, okay, price is entering my key level. So if I see rejection and overall bears coming into the market, this is my chance to get possibly the best entry for the day when it comes to sellers entering the market, right? Now let me see. So here's the thing, you also had, the ability to draw out the phases on the higher time frame because it's still there, right? You will understand that, but it's a whole new pattern, first of all, right? When it comes to just an overall bearish market, you will have phase one, distribution, phase two, manipulation, where pretty much price is manipulating. Let's say, let me draw like some arrows very quick. Boom, right? So we have all of this movement right here. All of this, our phase one. And in this case, our phase one was distribution. Boom, right? Now phase two, which is our retracement, right, is our manipulation. So we understand that until price touches our key level, it is most likely still manipulating for higher prices so that it can take advantage of all the stop losses that is down below for the sellers, right? So we understand this, boom, manipulation. And then anything under this line is pretty much what I consider phase three, which is the decline, in which ultimately we began to have in the market as well, all the way into our 4 hour CRT low, because remember the overall trade setup was based on the 4 hour CRT, overall the 4 hour CRT trade setup. So pretty much you will have phase one, distribution, phase two, manipulation, and then phase three, decline. And so in this case, we had the perfect showcase of, let me take this away now, all right? Once you start to see rejection, you start to understand that, okay, now we're likely going to have a 30-minute CRT inside of a 4 hour CRT, which is the higher confirmation. So I'm understanding this very early because I'm starting to pick up on just the natural flow and rhythm of the market and how it just moves with CRT. Like, I'm really just starting to pick up on it. I can't always explain my sniper entries to the T, but it just comes with experience in trading the market in this way. So if you're watching any of my videos, the best thing that you can do is pretty much only look at the market from this sort of type of perspective. So then you can see what I'm seeing and take advantage of the swing highs and swing lows pretty much with no drawdown. Because in this trade, it did not go in drawdown at all. It was pretty much break even, profit. And so I can literally prove that by going to the 1 minute time frame, which is the time frame that I took my entry on, right? Once I understood that, right, I understood, okay, now let me draw the phase 2 for you guys to make it clear real quick as well. Phase 2. Right? And I also began to draw out, I understood pretty much phase 3 was down here. Anything underneath our line where our accumulation started, in this case, would be the full start of the decline phase that I would want to see in the market, right? So phase 3, decline, right? And so this is pretty much a perfect, well, not a perfect, but a clean, in my eyes, 1 minute structure that I want to see before taking advantage of the higher time frame overall momentum to catch this market. Now, obviously, a lot of people won't enter this high, whatever, and that's on them. You know, CRT, buy low, sell high. So whenever the price is at highs is when you pretty much want to get ready to look for sales, because that's when, you know, the best opportunity to take them in the market literally are. You know, so it's not necessarily always based on just pure structure, because that's how you get lost in the sauce. This is just pretty much understanding market structure, yes, but overall tying that in with price action and CRT and understanding pretty much how candle range theory works and how the market pretty much has 3 phases, you know, the distribution, manipulation, and in this case, the decline, because I understood that overall on the higher time frames, like here, right, we are overall very bearish. Now you can see price did end up coming all the way down, but let me just show y'all on the lower time frame so you can pretty much read how the trade went overall, right? And at this time, this was pretty much 9 a.m. So pretty much my entry was New York open. It was taking advantage of the true direction of the momentum, because in this case, what actually happened was, you know, you had a whole bunch of people buying into the market, not understanding that overall we're going down. So they were literally the liquidity that helps drive the move further down as price pretty much went up into this key level that I had on the higher time frame. And from this point, I pretty much seen like the candles just getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And that's pretty much what made me get ready to enter, right? Because if as you can see, right, we had this huge bull rally, right, of price just going higher and higher, right? We have some high, higher low, high, higher low, higher high, and the higher low ultimately went into our key level. And so, well, like I was saying, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, my entry was at the peak of the manipulation. Like, I started to see bears start to come in as I understood that, okay, from this point, right, we are rejecting. So each candle, I started to see that, like, at this time, right, I'm about to draw like a let me see, a rectangle, yep, around my entry. Let me draw this a different color. Let me give it orange. Boom, boom, right? And so when you go to 30-minute time frame, when it comes to anticipating the CRT, I understood that each bearish candle that we made was pretty much confirming further rejection, because at this point our entry was already down here and price was, you can say in this point of time, price was pretty much extended because price had just opened up, and within, I think it was about 3 or 10, 15 minutes, price was already up here. And that in order for that candle to pretty much continue, it will have to go on an insane run going higher. But you can see that just off of the momentum, with understanding the overall time frame picture, that that's likely not going to happen, and that pretty much this area that I did enter the market in was pretty much a high probability and a high protected area of the market overall. And so from there, I also I switched between time frames to pretty much gauge, and but same thing here, same principle on the 3-minute time frame, same idea. Price came, once it closes underneath our decline, you could have pretty much entered the market there, right? And now let's just watch what happens. And see, price is just smooth going down, and our bearish trend continuing our price. And at this point, as you can see, I was pretty much already up a 1 to 3.6. Let me see, was this the full 4-hour low? It was. Okay, so yeah, at this point I pretty much exited after we got the 4-hour CRT low. And from the 30-minute perspective, we also had that perfect 30-minute CRT become fulfilled as well, completing the trade setup and opportunity that I was trying to look for. Now, I also did understand that there is possible for price to go lower, but with the CRT that I had in the market, I hit my take profit and I was good. And so once again, like I said last video, pretty much when it comes to CRT, whenever you exit, it's pretty much another entry opportunity for the other direction. So I got out of the market here, and you could pretty much see that we started to have a 4-hour CRT again, I believe. Let me see if price came down, touched our second low. Let me see. Let me just roll a clip. See, we had a whole another CRT, right? And I believe if I did hold this trade though, it could have peaked at like a 1 to 7, I believe. But either way, you're going to always give back something to the market. There's no way that you won't give back to the market in some kind of way. But as you can see, we had a whole CRT set up in the other direction that I could have took advantage of, but it was 1 o'clock. I took my trade, I was in profit, and I was done. But just to show everybody what happened after I got out of the trade, you can pretty much see price did go, and yeah, but that was pretty much the trade that I did take. It was a 1 to 3 overall that I capitalized on. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see y'all in the next video. Peace.